Hello. I thought I'd jump on quickly today and just say hi. I didn't plan this one today, but I had an idea in mind and I thought, why not bring you along? So I thought I'd do some creating today. I've had an idea in my head I wanted to try, and I've seen it done a few times, so I thought I'd share it with you while I did it. So here I am. I hope everyone's doing amazing on this long weekend here in Australia. Everyone relaxing and having some fun, spending time with family. But if you are at home crafting, then craft along with me. So I thought I would show a technique that I have done before, but it's been quite a while. So let's make all the mistakes and all the fun bits together. So I haven't tried this one today. So you're seeing me unprepared, even to the point where I'm going to have to cut my cardstock from scratch. So let's get some cardstock and let's get crafting. What do we want? So we're just going to need some basic white cardstock for this one. Let me change my view here so that you can see my screen. Oh look, there you go. I turn it off for 2 seconds. It does this every time. I'm going to have to be prepared for this. There we go. You can see me now. Okay. So we're going to cut some cardstock. Bear with me for 2 seconds. This is how prepared I am today. I thought the lighting was going to be fine and it's not. How about that? Is that a bit better? Yeah, it'll do. It'll do. You can see me. So we are going to cut our cardstock down to card front sizes. Now everyone does this slightly different to what you like on the front, but I just like a little bit of a border for my cards. So let's cut this in half. So you're cutting it at 14.8 and a half. I know that sounds terrible if you're doing this metric, if you're doing this in centimeters, 14.8 and a half. If you cut that, it should every time give you exactly the same size halves. And then we're going to need one of those as our card bases. I think we're going to go with white, so we're just going to score at 10 and a half, and that will be a beautiful card base. And the other one I'm actually going to cut down to card front sizes, so I go to 10.1. We only need one, but I might as well do both while I'm here. So this is just a bit of scrap, and then what was the other size that I want? 14.5. So we just need to trim it a little bit just so that there's a border for that one. So let's do 2 just in case we need it. As I said, you're coming along with me today on my unplanned event. So let's see what happens. And I wanted to showcase the new in colors. So if you didn't see my previous video, I did an unboxing of all the new products that are out. So there's lots of new products that have come out ready for us demonstrators to pre-order. You can order them. You can order them on the 3rd of May as a customer, but if you want them earlier, the best way would be to jump on board and be part of the team, because you can actually make them as part of your pre-order, as part of your startup kit. You can do anything from the pre-order, which is just amazing. So our new in colors, if you didn't see them before, we've got Starry Night, we've got Awkward Oasis, Tahitian Tide, Parakeet Party, and Sweet Sorbet. So we've got these beautiful vibrant colors, and I'm actually going to use today, I think I'm going to predominantly use these 3 here, and then we're going to have to use this one a little bit later. So the technique we're going to be using today is called Joseph's Coat. I don't know if you've heard of it before, but it involves some blending, some embossing, some stamping. So it's a little bit of everything, but we're going to have some fun. We're going to have some fun. So first of all, we need to blend some colour onto this. Now there's so many different ways of doing this. You can blend it in lines, you can blend it in blotches, you can do whatever you want, but I'm going to give it a real sort of rainbow effect and put a little bit everywhere. So I've got my beautiful blending brushes here on their little holder. My husband actually makes all these holders for your products, so this is a great one. I just have 6 blending brushes because I like to have one for each sort of color tone, so that we're not getting them mixed up. You can wash all your blending brushes as well, but when I'm crafting, I like to just be able to use the one tone, so like all greens or pinks or browns or blues or reds, you know, things like that. So this is perfect. It just sits on my desk in a little holder. So I'll put the link in below if anybody wants to know. He does a few other things, like our glue holders here. I'll show it you this way. So you can put your Stampin' seal on one side, your Tombow glue on the other, and also my little caddy that has all my bits and pieces in it. So this side fits a Tombow glue, and the others, it's like a what do you call that? Beehive kind of hexagon shape, so it separates them all so that you don't get them all tangled in together. So I love my products. He's very creative, that man of mine. He's created a few of those. So today we're going to be using the brushes. So I'm just going to leave them here to the side, and we're going to be using some ink. So we want some blue and some green and some red. I'm not quite sure whether I'm going to use, we'll see how we go. We'll just use these 3s for now, and we'll see how we go. So let's start with a bit of blue. So we just want to grab, what I'm going to do first, see, you're really crafting with me, not prepared today. I'm going to grab some of my grid paper and pop it underneath because I don't want to get my surface dirty, and it also gives me the opportunity when I brush a little bit on there, we just want to brush it off a bit and then blend it in. So there's lots of different ways of doing this. We're just going to blend, and if it's, the good thing about this is we want to make sure that we put a little bit on at a time, because you can take you can add to it but you can't take it away. So we want to just blend a little bit in there. We'll grab some more blue and we'll add it to another section on the cardstock. And we just give it some round blending circles. Now I'm going to add some more colour to that. I think I want this very vibrant, but we'll just add some green. I want to add some green to it. So as I said, we just want to take a little bit off on the side and then blend on, because if you blotch it straight on, what happens is you're going to get this heavy bit and then you're not going to be able to blend it out. So we just want to circular motions, lots of blending. Let's come down here, add some vibrant color down here. Now for the design that we're doing today, we do want quite vibrant colors, so don't stress too much if it's a little bit too dark. Like this one will be quite dark. Look at the sweet sorbet, that's nice and juicy. So let's add that to our cardstock. That's very juicy. So if our stamp pads come too juicy when you first get them, what we can do is actually just get a spoon, the back of a spoon, and blend it all in, because it might just be a bit thick and juicy. So just use it to stamp a few. Now if we're starting to get these lines that we want it to blend in together, we just come across and we do some more blending, give it a bit of a darker color. And as you can see there, it will blend the two colors together, sometimes creating that new color, just blending it all in. So we just want to make sure that there's no, let's suppose, white areas, because we just want to give it a real pop of colour. Just add some more of this blue. Beautiful, vibrant colours. Okay, so there we go. We've just got some. Now, it might not look magnificent right now. That's okay, because the design that we need, that we're doing, we don't need it to look perfect. It doesn't need to look spectacular. So what I might do is I might pop these away for now, because we don't, just shut the lids, we don't want them drying out. We'll just pop them to the side. So if you ever get stuck with these, they just slide out and you just pull them out here and you flip them back over and you shut them. So that's how we use them. And then so to open them, you've got your little tab, you pull it open and slide it in. And this is great because you can use this base here for a little bit of the ink refills and use your water painter. It just protects it. It's a good thing, and it means that when you're stamping on it, it's not it's quite solid because it's got this base on it. So when you're stamping on it, it's very solid. Okay, and it doesn't take up a lot of room on your desk. You don't have to worry about lids going everywhere and what lid needs to be where. So let's just pop these to the side for now. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to do some clear embossing. So I thought we would use the Boughs and Blossoms. So we need like a solid stamp. We wouldn't want to pick a stamp that is just the edges. For example, if we took the Quiet Meadow, for example, it's just sort of the edges. It doesn't stamp in the solid sections here. That would be a little bit less productive. It wouldn't have a good enough effect to what we're going for. So you want more of a solid stamp that does fills in all the gaps, and we'll show you why in a minute. So what we're going to do, we've got a brand new stamp set, so let's quickly pop some of these stickers on. Now there's multiple different ways of doing these stickers, but basically all we're going to do is push these little bits out. Let's do this. I think we might give all of them a go today because they're all quite solid stamps. We'll come back and use the fonts later. But these all have a backing on them. Now you can use them. They are a little bit sticky and they will stick to a block just like that. The only thing is you can't really see what your pattern is or what you're going to do with it. So we want to add the stickers to not only make it that little bit extra sticky so it's a solid stick to your block, but so that you can see the pattern through it. So what we're going to do is we'll use this one as an example. We'll find the one that matches it, and we're just going to peel off half of the sticker. So each of them has like a half and half. I don't know if you can see that on there, but half and half. And we're just going to line this one up as closely as we can to being on there. And then all I do is I fold this back and I remove the other half of the sticker. So just get my nail under there and get your picker tool, remove the other half of the sticker, and we lie it flat and we just want to push it down. So then when we peel it off, it's got the beautiful picture on the other side. So when we stick it on our block, we can see which way it faces. You can place the stickers on your block and then place it on that way. I just find it's a little bit hard to do the whole thing at once because if you start to make a mistake, you can't correct yourself. But just be mindful that when you do stick them down, so let's try another one. When you do stick them down, once they're stuck, that's it. You don't have much room for error. So make sure you've lined it up and that you're just getting that perfect, excuse my head. You're just lining this one side up and then you can just push the side down. And again, I would just peel that other side off, and if you've done it correctly, it will just line up perfect. So I'll just quickly go through and do the rest of these ones so that we know what we're stamping. So just make sure when it comes to flowers, that you've got it the right way. We don't want it to be going the wrong way. Okay, so we're just going to line, you can line up one and work your way around if you want, so that you know. Fold the other half off and push down. Perfect. Couple more to go. So sometimes I do this when I get the stamp set straight up. First thing I do is open it up and stick all these on. Other people prefer not to. It's really up to you, but if you don't want to have to get to using the stamp and be like, oh, now I've got to sit here for 5 minutes sticking them all on, then a good thing to do is when you first get them and you're putting them away is to do this before you put them away. It might take that little bit extra with your unpacking, but at least you know that you've done it and you don't have to stress about doing it later. The good thing with this is what I do then is I always keep this rubber piece in here, because if I feel like I'm missing a stamp, I can pop them all back in and I know if there's one missing. I know if I've accidentally forgotten to put it in, if it's stuck on a block somewhere. So I always keep this outer rim. You can even peel the backs off this and stick it in here if you want to. And then you've got great, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but you've got a spot to make sure that you haven't missed anything. We don't want any of those stamps going missing in your craft room, because we know once we get crafting, things can get a little messy, can't they? So we always want to make sure that we're picking up after ourselves. So let's pop all this in our garbage bin. We'll keep those because we've still got the sentiments, and we're going to use these beautiful florals for now. So excuse me, just fiddling with my, so what we're going to do is we're going to create sort of like a background on here of what we want, what we want our flowers to look like. So we want to sort of pop them in different spots, and then we want to get a big block out to be able to do them all at once. I think that's the best way to do it all at once. So we sort of want to create ourselves like a beautiful image. We want some, let's take this, want some fernery. We might want some pretty flowers, some more leaves. Just play around with it, find what works best for you. So that's just going to pop off the edge. So I might get the bigger block. I'll just get the bigger block out, make it easy. You could also do this with your Stamparatus. That would be a good way, but we sort of just want to move it around a little bit today. So I'll just move these over onto a bigger block. Let's have a look if we mix it up a bit. Sort of make that rectangle kind of look, so that when we pop it down on here, it's going to fill the gaps in, and then we can do it again lower down. So let's get our grid paper underneath again. We're going to get our Versamark ink. So we're actually going to clear emboss this. And the reason we're going to do that is because we want to see the beautiful colour underneath. And then we're going to put a darker color over the top so that that vibrant color comes through. So we want our Versamer ink, and we want to do it quite, you know, we want to make sure it's all on there nice and good, especially if we're not using our Stamparatus, because we get one push down and then that's it. So we make it all juicy and nice, make sure we've got everything on there. And then we're just going to line this up to where we want it. So it doesn't matter if they slightly go off, because, you know, we're going to have that beautiful effect. And then we're just going to push firmly down. Now we don't want to pivot it back and forth because that's going to make them squishy, but we just want to give it some pressure on top, and then we want to peel it off. Now I know you can't see that. And so then that's going to make it very difficult for the next stamp. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, and just in my little tray here, I'm going to actually put clear embossing powder straight on it, because I want to know exactly what I'm working with. Okay. So I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little bit of clear embossing powder on there. Now there might be just a little bit in places where you didn't want it, especially because I forgot to use my little embossing buddy tool, which just gets the static out of anything. So if there's anything that you just don't want there, I would just use a little paintbrush. But I think we're pretty good. I think we're good. So we'll just put that off to the side. And we're going to stamp this up again, and it's just going to show us, give us an idea of where not to stamp, because we can now see that powder. You might not be able to see it too good on the screen, but I can see where that powder is. And we're just going to maybe even turn this up the other way and try and get that in that gap there. And we're going to push down. So that's a good spot. And we'll just put that clear embossing powder on again. I know there's one little spot there that we still need to cover. It's just a tiny bit just there. So we should be all good, and then we'll just use that one spot. So what I might do is I might just peel one of these off. Let's go for this greenery piece, and we'll just fill in that gap there. So we just play with it, just do what you think is going to suit you best. So let's just pop that in there. Okay, so pop this to the side and make sure you put your Versamer ink lid on, otherwise it's going to dry out quickly, but we'll just recoat this one, make sure everything's covered nicely. I'll just recoat this flower here. There we go. And we can see, I don't know if you can see that, I'll pop this to the side. We can see the clear embossing on there. Now the amazing thing about that is once we get a heat tool and we start heating it up, it's going to dry clear. And we'll see if you can see that effect. Now if your paper starts to warp, just pop the heat on underneath a little bit and it will go back the other way. So I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but it's just starting to gloss over. All that whitish powder is drying clear. I'm getting these beautiful, vibrant colours come through. We're nearly there. Nice and glossy. And we don't want to overheat it, but we just want to make sure everything's covered. And can you see that gloss? Can you see that? That beautiful gloss everywhere. Just gorgeous. So we want to bring that out. We'll need that still. We want to bring that out. We don't want, obviously, we don't want to see all this smush and a bit of gloss. So we want to get a dark color. Now you can do whatever you like. A lot of people choose to do black. I'm actually going to stick with the in colors, and I'm going to try the Starry Sky. It is quite dark. It's not really, really dark, but I think it'll turn out nice. So we want to get our blue blending brush again, and we want to grab that. We just want to make sure this is all dry, and we want to go over the top. So what we're going to do is we're going to go straight over the top of everything. Now you might be thinking it's picking up the blue over the top of the embossing. That's okay. Bear with me. Once we've covered this beautiful paper, we can give it a wipe, and that will come off because of the clear embossing. Can you see those colors pop through? I'm very happy with this. Not bad for unplanned, hey? So we can just see these colors. Obviously it's a bit darker in some spots than others, so we just blend over it until you're ready, until you've got that vibrant color. And as you can see, it's making a little bit of a, it can be a little bit messy. So if you want to put like sticky tape on the end of your fingers or something to stop that happening to the end of your fingers, understandable. But we're just gonna go straight on there because we want this nice and dark. A little bit more at this end. Just want some vibrancy. Want those colors to come right through. And then all we need to do, and I don't even know if I've got any near me. Oh, there's some over there. Give me 2 seconds. All we need to do is grab a tissue. So we're just going to grab a tissue, and we're going to wipe over. See how vibrant that comes out? Look at all the blue ink that comes off these bits. Now you can see, because I didn't use the embossing buddy to start off with, there is a few speckles down here that I missed, but that's okay. I think it just adds to the effect of it. But how gorgeous is that? That's just stunning. Absolutely stunning. So we're just going to wipe that blue off. Now you'll get some blue fingers, and we're going to pop this blue away. And look at that. Absolutely stunning. I think that's just gorgeous. So now let's put it on a base and add a little sentiment to it. Now, I don't know what base to put it on now. So many choices. We did have the white base. We could go straight to white and give it a white edge. That looks quite beautiful. Or you could give it a vibrant color that's in there. So let's look at what about this blue? That vibrant blue. That just looks stunning, doesn't it? We might do that. Give it a real another pop of colour. Add that blue to it. So what do we think? White or blue? I like both. That's the difficulty. Let's just go with blue because you know what? Why wouldn't we want to? Only issue is here I do have 12 by 12 paper because we ran out of A4 cardstock in the pre-order and I have to order some more. So let's cut this down to the size I want it to. So just bear with me for a minute. I want... Brain's not working, guys. Need some help here. Okay. So I know I want my card to be 10.5. So let's start with that. That way, which means I want it 21 that way. Okay. Let's go. That's 21.5. We don't want that. Get it right. I'm not very good at the mathematical side of it. Can you tell? Let's go 21. That way, and then this way I want it to be 14.8.5, and then I want to score it at 10.5. There was probably a much better way to cut it than that, but I've got the size that I need. So let's confirm that I've done that correctly. Yes, yes we have. Look at that. Yep, I'm happy with that blue. Let's stick with that. So we are working with the this one here is the Tahitian Tide. So we just need our bone folder. So we just have scored it in half, and then we're just getting our bone folder to make that nice and crisp there, and we're going to stick this on top here. And I might, should we add a little bit of ribbon? I think a little bit of ribbon might work. So they've got these beautiful new gorgeous ribbons. I think these are just stunning, absolutely stunning, and they come in all the in colors. So we've got all the choices of in colors on here. And you can just add it to your project. And we're going to need a little sentiment as well. So let's have a look at gluing this down, and then we will add a sentiment and some ribbon. So all we need to do is add some Tombow glue. Mine's on the fritz. Get every last little bit out. I need a new one. Oh dear me. So we want some beautiful, lay that down. So the good thing about the Tombow glue is you do have a bit of room. So if you're a little bit scared of popping it down in the right spot, I would always suggest that you use the Tombow glue to start off with. Just a minute amount. You don't want it too thick underneath, and you just want to be able to push because it gives you that little bit of wiggle room, so you can move it around a little bit. If you're an avid stamper and you know exactly what you're doing and you're happy to pop it down, then of course you can use our Stampin' Seal. I use the plus because it just picks up easier. It sticks really strong, but it's just nicer to use. But you can use Stampin' Seal or Stampin' Seal Plus, either. So what we might need to do is get a sentiment for this one, and we might do, what shall we do? We've got the blue underneath, so we might grab that blue again, and then we can stamp a sentiment on the Starry Sky, or we can do Starry. Yep, I think we'll do that. Give it a vibrant color, and then we'll do the sentiment on top. So the sentiments that come with it, we've got a little thank you, it's been too long, a little hello. So I like this It's Been Too Long. I think that's really cute. Even this thank you is beautiful. We might pick the thank you, just it's a little bit bigger and bolder for today, so we can pick that thank you. Now again, we'll just stick the sticker on to make it easier on us. So once you get the hang of that, that's quite easy. It just comes straight up and then you know exactly where the thank you is on your stamp set. And we'll just stamp the thank you in this Starry Sky. So we'll grab ourselves a block and we'll pop it up this end. Let's see what we can do. Just give it some firm pressure and lift, and look, there you go, a beautiful thank you. And to clean our stamps, you know my favorite is always the cleaning chamois. Mine's very dirty, it needs replacing. I've got one in the, but you just give it a good thorough rub on your cleaning chamois and it comes straight off. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Okay, so we can do many different things, but I'm going to see if the new, we'll just see quickly if the new stylish shapes, the banner in that would go around it. So I've got a couple of different sizes. So we've got this size. That might work. I've put it too close to the end though, so it might not, because it's going to cut off the banner at the end. And it might cut off the little Y. So let's just see if the thicker banner fits. Oh no, not quite. Do it ourselves. We can do it ourselves. So let's grab the trimmer. And we just want to trim it down to suit the size. Nice and cute. And if we want to make it into a banner, we have the beautiful banner. We've got the beautiful punch that's still, and all I do is I just stick, let's do this side first. I'll just slide this in there and I turn it upside down, because if it doesn't fit perfectly I can make it even. So we're going the wrong way. I want it this one. I want it inverted. So I just slide that in there. Now just line up those ends like that. You can just put a little bit of pressure down when you're ready. And if you're happy with that, just give it a, and there's a little banner. So we can do two things. We can leave just the one end of the banner on that side. I think we will, and we'll just leave it like that, or you could cut another banner on the other side, but I'm quite liking that. So I'll just tidy that tiny little bit up. It just snipped the end funny. Pulled it out too quick. There we go. Okay, so that's a great one. It comes in the 3 different sizes, so you can put all different sizes in there, but I just use it when I need to do the little banner on the end. Okay, and now that we've done that, we're going to find where we want it. So we might put it here in this gap here, put it under there, but I might just put it up on dimensionals and put some ribbon underneath. So what pretty ribbon do we want? Do we want the beautiful Sweet Sorbet, which is kind of like more of a pinky color? Do we want, we didn't end up using this color, the Awkward Oasis, so I might leave that one out. We've got the blue, the green, or we can go with that dark blue. I'm thinking even the green looks quite pretty. Let's have a look. Now, where's the end of this one? Even the green looks quite pretty, doesn't it? So all I would do is just grab a little bit and wrap it around, and we can give that a trim. And depending on how you want to place your ribbon, everybody likes their ribbon done differently. You can pop it with like a little glue dot just there, and then your sentiment over the top. So we might do that. I'll just get the embellishment or the adhesive. So I keep all mine in these DVD cases, which is great for storage. So we just want like a little glue dot. So let's grab this again. Let's pop it there. We want the 2 loops out each end. Then we just want a glue dot in the middle. It's going to like that. There we go. So we just want a glue dot there. So I would just grab, let's put the snips on there, my picker tool, and I can pop it underneath my glue dot. Oh, it didn't work. Pop it underneath my glue dot and pop my glue dot on here. And then we just want to pop our ribbon on that glue dot. And if we need to, that's more than okay. You can actually, the other way is actually get the ribbon and pop the ribbon straight onto your glue dot as well. So we'll tweak those in a minute once we've got this bit stuck on there. So we're just going to pop this down here. So let's pop some dimensionals on the back here. Now I'm known to use a few too many dimensionals, so please don't judge when you see me use my dimensionals. I do love them. We'll line it up with this side. And make it nice and even. So we can just spruce this out a bit, this ribbon, if we're concerned. It's not there to... And then we want to grab some... Let's put a little bit of bling on there. Can never go wrong with bling. So we've got lots of different colours, but I'm thinking we might stick with these this vibrant theme. We can pop some beautiful vibrant colours on there, or we can stick the in colour dots on. I think just something subtle like that might work. Still vibrant colours, but not to take away from the effect of what we've just done. So again, I just grab my picker tool and I can pick whichever colour I want. So we've gone with the blues and the greens. We could go with a bit of pink up here with a little matching thank you. And I always like to go in 3, so let's grab another one and pop it next to the thank you there. So we always want like a 3 or 5. You kind of want to go odd numbers because it just looks aesthetically more pleasing. But there you go, a cute little card that was easy to do, and it's just a nice little technique that you can do that changes things up a bit. But look at those vibrant colors that came through, like how gorgeous are they? A little bit of ribbon, a little sentiment, and you've got a beautiful card ready to go. So I absolutely love that. I think it's just gorgeous. So let's just turn back to my wonderful face here. So yeah, such a beautiful card. I was so happy with this. This is just gorgeous. And you can do it with any color scheme. So you just need the darker color on top and the bright, vibrant colors underneath. And as you can see, picking a solid stamp, you can see the multi-layered colors coming through. You know, some are more solid than others in color, but this double layering here is just beautiful. And I think that's just very, very gorgeous. I'm happy with that. So thanks so much for joining me today and crafting along. I had some fun. I thought jumping on a Saturday afternoon. I hope you guys are having fun with your family or crafting along with us. So thanks for